Howdy, howdy, my darling Leo. My name is SimplyVelca, and I'm going to be doing your weekly tarot reading for March 2023, or the end of March, rather, Leo, going into April. So if you do enjoy this tarot reading, Leo, let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out your sun, moon, and your rising. That's how you make these YouTube tarot readings resonate for you the best, is by catering the energy to your astrological chart. Beware about fake accounts as well, Leo. There's a lot of accounts pretending to be me, darling, but there's only one to me. All right, the only place I do my one-on-one private readings is through my website, SimplyVelca.com. So let's begin your tarot reading here, Leo, which is the lay of the land. All right, ancestral girl. This is not a good start. Ancestral wisdom. I don't know why I couldn't get that out of my mouth, honey. All right, ancestral wisdom, Leo. We have the number 34 equaling to 7 in numerology. So write that number down for me, see what messages that resonates with you. But before you even do that, Leo, I'm going to tell you what I see right now for you here, because I have your Celtic cross already laid out. All right, so you already know if this tarot reading is for you or not. In this reading, the first thing that I really am noticing here is that you're going to be having some type of energy coming forward to you, and I feel like strongly this is like a social type of relationship here, Leo. Some type of social relationship or some type of opportunity, and you're afraid of opening yourself up to this right now because of insecurities here, because the sense of where you don't want to over invest yourself into any more situations, or especially people, Leo, because they never return. You know, there's never that equal give and take. You always feel like you're overcompensating. Not overcompensating, Leo, but you always feel like you're giving so much for a relationship, but yeah, I guess overcompensating for other people's lack of action or investment when it comes to your relationships, whether it's family, friends, or in your romantic relationships. And so because that's been such an issue in the past for you, Leo, it's really hard for you to be open now. And so this is going to be a tarot reading for my Leos that are ready for some type of opportunity deep down within themselves, but for the Leo that is ready for that, but really afraid of the disappointment, pain, or of regretting the decision afterwards. So if that's for you, keep on watching here, Leo. All right. And so with the lay of the land, ancestral wisdom coming in here, this is your spiritual team letting you know right now, Leo, that they're around you, your ancestors. You know, the thing I very much so struggled in saying, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your archangels, your guardian angels, whatever you subscribe to, that's none of my business. You have your strong spiritual team, a strong support system around you right now, Leo. And so what that basically means is, like, your spiritual team is like, darling, why are you so afraid of opening up to the opening up and walking through these doors that we are opening up for you? Do you not trust us? Do you not, you know, so on and so forth, right? And we can always justify things, Leo, being like, well, the last time I did this, like, this happened. Like, that's just life, Leo. And I know you, out of all the zodiac signs, I really don't need to be telling this to, but you have a deep understanding that this whole world, this human reality that we're dealing with right now, darling, it's not that serious. It can feel serious because we're having a human experience, having very real human things here, but you also on some level understand, Leo, just because something happened in your life, one mistake happened or one oopsie happened, darling, as painful as that oopsie could be, you understand that that doesn't make that doesn't identify how the rest of your life is going to be because of that one rock bottom experience. And so the biggest favor that you can have at your time, that you can give yourself at this time, Leo, is trusting your spiritual team enough to understand that the people that they send your way and the opportunities that come forward into your life, Eight of Swords, the Lover's card, in your current situation and challenge positions here, Leo, that you can just be willing to take that risk and just go forward. All right. Now, when I see this Eight of Swords here, this is my card of dysmorphia. This is not the first time this card has come up for you, Leo. So I know this is something you have been actively working on in yourself, trying to improve, of like what you see in the mirror, right? Because you have all this confidence, but at the same time, sometimes it's the seemingly outwardly most confident people that struggle with the most. And that's just because, Leo, you have a high standard of yourself, right? And so naturally you want to try to live up to that standard, but you know, you could have a high standard of yourself, but just understand, like, your level of standard, like, even if something's not your best, just because something's not your best, it's still worth being seen, even if that's just yourself in your body and in your mind. Even if you know that you're not at your 100% best, it's still worthy enough, it still has value, right? And that's something I really want to get you to understand here, Leo, because your spiritual team is sitting here letting me know it's just like, hey, we are trying to bring things forward into your life that have that nice equal give and take, that Six of Pentacles, that very thing that you are craving when it comes to your relationships, Leo, when it comes to your investments of time, money, energy, right? They hear you, they acknowledge you on this, and they're trying to bring this forward into your life if it's not already there, because for some of you, it's already there, Leo, but you're just so afraid, you're just so locked up because of that in the past, of that Five of Pentacles, where you felt lesser than, where you were kind of left out in the cold when it came to your relationships, where you always were such a strong support system for other people, Leo, and then that energy was never really returned in the same type of way, right? And so the main thing I want to be saying for you right now is, through your oracle cards that I pulled for you, you have the South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. Do not allow what happened in the past be the defining factor for everything that happens in your current situation and in your future here, Leo. And then your second moon oracle card is keeping your heart open. All right, keeping your heart open, because your spiritual team is really trying to bring you to people and bring you to situations that remind you about what makes this human life so beautiful. You know, I'm going to separate myself from other spiritual people because it's such a common thing to be like, oh, like, you know, everyone wants to just leave this human existence. Everyone's just like, oh, this is my last time incarnating here, right? And, you know, people are not grateful enough for the human experience that we're having now. Sure, it can be some painful moments, but, you know, if you see things like a video game, you know, because that's how I see life, is like a board game where, you know, we're all just here to have as much fun as possible and just, you know, when we leave this world, have a story worth telling that's fun to tell when we go back to whatever it is, you know, because none of us really know. And so I feel like once you get realigned with that again, Leo, when you remember that there's so much more to this world than sometimes pain and disappointment and betrayals, that there's actually sometimes situations in your life that are actually really lovely, you know, then that's where you're going to really start noticing things picking up in a beautiful way for you. All right, because you have things actively in the process of growing in your life here, Leo. With the Seven of Pentacles, I get if it's in regards to a relationship of some type, a romantic one, social one, or what have you, I feel like there's some type of relationship already actively in the process of growing. If this is in regards to a personal project of yours, maybe a business situation here, I feel like finances are going to start picking up for you greatly here, Leo. In your near future, you have the Wheel of Fortune, so things turning out in your favor, things starting to work out in your life. And then your animal oracle card is the Crow Spirit, girl, you know, is the Crow Spirit, co-creating with Spirit. Do you notice the synchronicity here, Leo, about all these cards constantly referencing like your spiritual team here, right? Your ancestral wisdom, you know, you have like what I was channeling beforehand. Like there's so much going around you spiritually that I feel like if you were honest with yourself, like you can acknowledge as well that you feel fairly protected at most of the time here. All right, by just acknowledging this energy that walks with you here, that is how you're going to get back into alignment with the flow of the Wheel of Fortune, so things can continue blessing your life again. But you have to do your part in just being open. You know, sometimes when you're open, sometimes when you're vulnerable, that doesn't guarantee that always good things happen. Sometimes crappy things happen for some reason or just no reason whatsoever. And, you know, you have to take the good with the bad. That's just the human experience. That is just life. You're like, for all of us, myself included, we're going to have more good days in our future, and we're also going to have some not so good days, regardless of if we practice our, you know, the best routine of our life every single day and we always keep a high vibration. Like there's gonna just be days, there's gonna be points in time in our life where it just is not so lovely. But what I can be telling you here is that your spiritual team right now, Leo, how to access that nice feel good energy right now for where you're currently at is by opening up to them more. When was the last time that you left an offering for them? When was the last time you connected with them? You know, start, you know, build up that spiritual belief system again so that you can, your physical life is in alignment with your spiritual beliefs. All right. And so in your power position, you have the 10 of swords. Now, tens represents closures to cycles here. All right. And so to have this in your power position, this is the really affirming message here, Leo, where for a fact, I'm not just saying things to say things, the ending of a harsh period. The 10 of swords, if you even look at the illustration of it, it's something where the light is starting to come back out and the darkness is starting to fade. This is in your power position, letting you know that this wheel of fortune already is in the active process of turning in your favor now. All right, things are going to start finally working out for you again. All right, but in your current environment right now, you got to get out of your head. That's ultimately what this main message is for when it comes to your tarot reading today, Leo, is just getting out of your head and reminding yourself of like what is actively always trying to work in your favor here. All right, I really do see for you here, April is going to be a pretty valuable month for you, Leo, in terms of like your career and in regards to if you choose to be open, new doors opening up for you when it comes to new relationships in your life, as well as new career advancements things. All right, because in your hopes and fear, you have the Four of Wands, really reinforcing firstly the one message of that you are not alone. The Four of Wands can represent like your spiritual team, celebrating in successes with you, or just the people that you attract, like your soul tribe, your soulmates, twin flame, what have you here, right? This is what your hopes are, is to be around that, but that's actively around you currently. All right, I really do see for you, Leo, in the coming days of you really accomplishing a lot. I feel like for you, it's Leo, like you're gonna feel as if like you're going through like an awakening process, or feeling like you're stepping into a completely different world or version of your life. Because I feel like for you, I don't see your life improving like from a slow progression. I kind of see things like it's just like once like a new week starts for you, Leo, like everything starts to be progressing in a positive way. And I feel like it's partially responsible for you to have your heart and keeping your heart and your mind open to how your future days can be, working on your own, doing your part of working on your mindset. But also I feel like once you are choosing to acknowledge your spiritual team and being open to just whatever is sent to your way, that's how things really start turning around for you in such a positive way. You start really advancing in your career. I feel like there's multiple, like you're going to be getting attention from a lot of different places. All right, the Seven of Wands is your outcome card here, Leo, is quite literally confirming that, to where it's like you're going to be getting all sorts of different eyes on you when it comes to your career, when it comes to your social life. You're going to be having a lot of people that are inspired by your journey up until this point. I do feel like on some level as well, Leo, a message that I keep on getting really strong is that some of you need to start documenting things more. To start documenting things, because I feel like some of you have like a voice that could really inspire other people. And I feel like if you were to build a better energetic rapport with your spiritual team here, your spiritual team can really make a lot of magic happen when you get your purpose aligned with making a positive impact in the world. So for example, Leo, my purpose is like I want to help people. I want to help make people not feel so alone. And so how I aligned my purpose and then what I do tarot readings, and I kind of accomplish that same thing. And tarot helps opens a door for me to be able to open, start my own charity, so on and so forth. And that's how I feel like your life is going to be. But it needs for you to turn, like almost do like the switch, Leo, for where you choose to keep your heart open. And so that's where everything starts progressing, including that wheel of fortune. But again, I really keep on getting like this strong message here where it's like some of you need to have like your voice be heard. All right, like you're meant to be inspiring people. You're meant to be some type of leader, Leo. And there's something in your life that you could document, or that you could do or speak or write about, Leo, that could really be a game changer for not only your life, but the people around you. Because I feel like, again, once you get that in alignment, that's when the magic will really start happening for you in your future. All right. So that's the weekly tarot reading that I have for you today, Leo. Hopefully something in here resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. And you'll notice in the bottom, in the description below, I have a link to his newsletter, winningpond.com. My friend Menopond Tarot, you probably have seen his videos, has a new newsletter, and it's completely free to sign up. He does a lot of beautiful spiritual content to really help motivate your life. So check that out if you want to, and I'll connect to you sometime in the near future. Bye, Leo.